Okay, so we're going to be doing a little bit of trigonometry. First of all, I know it's going to be SOHCAHTOA because we've got a right angle triangle, so it's not going to be the sine or cosine rule. We're going to be applying SOHCAHTOA here. First thing when we're doing SOHCAHTOA is to label the sides. So I know that this one is the hypotenuse because that's the longest side. This one will be the opposite because it is opposite the given angle, and the last one is going to be the adjacent next to the given angle. Once I've labelled the sides, it's then important that I cross off the one with no information. So I know the hypotenuse is p, my unknown value, and the adjacent is 7, but there is no information at all with the opposite side, so I'm going to cross that out. Now I need to write down SOHCAHTOA and identify which one I'm going to be working with. So I have the adjacent and the hypotenuse, so therefore it's going to be K. Once I've done that, I then need to think about what rule that applies to. So C stands for cos, and then it's always of the angle, and that is equal to adjacent, because that one comes first, so that goes on the top, over hypotenuse, because that one's second, so that goes on the bottom of the fraction. Now, have we been working with sine or sin? That would be sin of the angle, and then opposite on the top of the fraction, hypotenuse on the bottom. If we were working with tan, it would be tan of the angle, opposite on the top, adjacent on the bottom of the fraction. For this particular question though, we're working with cos. Now that we've got the rule, we then need to input all the information that we've been given. So the angle I actually know is 46. The adjacent side is 7, and the hypotenuse is our unknown, that's p. We've got a little bit of a problem here because we're doing a solve an equation, our dotted line, but our unknown value is on the bottom of the fraction, the denominator there. And we need to make sure that we get it off the bottom. So, at the moment we're dividing by p, so I need to do the opposite of dividing by p. So the opposite of dividing by p is timesing by p. And remember, what you do to one side, you must also do to the other. Now that we've done that, we need to look for what cancels. So the p and the divided by p, times by p divided by p, are going to cancel. So I can actually get rid of those. So they've gone now. So what I'm left with is p times cos of 46 is equal to 7. Now I'm trying to get p on its own, so therefore I need to get rid of times by cos of 46. So the opposite of timesing by cos of 46 is dividing by cos of 46. Now I can't just do that to one side, I have to do it to both sides. So I divide by cos of 46 over here as well. When I do that, I need to look for what cancels, and they are going to cancel, leaving me then on this side with just p equals, and then 7 over cos of 46. So I now know what my answer is. I just need to type it into the calculator to get that as a decimal. So once I've typed that into the calculator, make sure you use the fraction button and that you also close the brackets there. That comes out at 10.1 to 1 decimal place. Now I wouldn't write that as the answer in the exam because I need to make sure I also include some units. So we're using centimetres in the question, so it will actually be 10.1 centimetres.